I come from Wasima. So what is Wasima? I kind of want to put it in context. If you look at my background, for anyone who's tuning in and visually looking at me, you will see a bunch of, I'll move my head around, a bunch of beautiful, amazing women. I represented women. Not that we're leaving men out, but women need a little help right now, of lots of different cultural backgrounds and lots of different places. So here in Australia, Wasima stands for the Women's Association of Southeast Melbourne, Australia, down under. And we represent women of cultural diversity, women who are refugees, immigrants, and women who are disadvantaged. And why is that important? Because when I think we talk about success stories, we've had a bit of a hard knocks, us women more than men, and it's not a sexist card, but it just happens to be the case right now. I'm partially Native American, and I come from a very disadvantaged background. So I understand the trials and errors and tribulations of trying to create your own success story in a world that can seem to demand so much. And I've really been listening to all the speakers. And for me, what I prepared today really resonates from what I've heard. You can look at all the top coaches and the leadership speakers and all the strategies for organizational leadership and creating your own value sets and creating your own success stories. And they all sort of, for me personally, reduce to a few things. And again, sort of going to the background behind me, one of the key things I think is family and community is one of the most important parts of a success story. And unfortunately, we don't value that right now in our society. We value monetary things, and we value sort of status, but we've forgotten or lost the art of valuing what community and family is today. So I think I'd really like to carry that forward as a really important thing. And especially when you're coming as a woman to a new country, if you're a refugee or an immigrant, and that's what I represent in my membership base, that you have, it does you well to understand that your value in your community is not on some mythical status of a different culture or a different place, but it's actually based in what you're providing as a mother, as somebody who's able to multitask, as someone who is able to give love and compassion, forgiveness, and all those human qualities that actually build and contribute to community in a very large way, and raise our children and raise ourselves to be better human beings. And that to me is a beautiful success story. And so success is, there's a lot of talk about how success is failure. And so the analogy I always think of is, we don't look at little babies, and we don't look at babies and say, oh my goodness, you're crawling. You're doing such a terrible job crawling. Why aren't you walking? We don't look at their crawling as failure. We actually look at their crawling as adorable and sweet and magnificent and amazing, because they're crawling. But yet when we get to adulthood, we forget that being an adult still has crawling aspects. We're still all learning how, from crawling to walking to flying, we're still learning that trajectory. We're still learning how to be good humans, and we're still learning how to get there in a way. So we don't look at our babies and our children as terrible beings for not getting it right the first time. And I think we could do really well to look at ourselves with a little bit more compassion. And self-love was a really good theme that keeps coming out today. Self-care. And those are some of the key themes that I think we'll just keep hearing over and over and over again, because those are the fundamentals of success, is the self-care, self-compassion, the family, and the love in the community. And I think my time's nearly up, but there's so many great words and so many beautiful perspectives. So thank you so much for letting me have my 2 words, and all the success to all of you and to everyone here. Thank you so much.